Boeing and its Machinists union, they have reached a tentative deal to end a 7-week-long strike. Boeing's latest offer would raise wages 38% over 4 years. The previous deal to raise wages 35% over the same period, that was rejected last week. Now, the vote will take place Monday, November 4th here. The union urged workers to approve the contract, writing in a statement, "In every negotiation and strike, there is a point where we have extracted everything that we can in bargaining and by withholding our labor. We are at that point now." End quote. So as we're taking a look at shares of Boeing, they are reacting positively here. Perhaps investors just saying, finally, an end in sight to this. And I imagine that a lot of the air carriers that they work with as well are saying, yeah, finally an end in sight to this. So when can we get some of those orders delivered? And it's going to take some time for that backlog to really be worked through. We heard at the beginning of this week from Bob Jordan, and ultimately him saying Boeing needs to be better, really joining the chorus of other CEOs in the airline industry saying that they need Boeing to be better. They need Boeing to be able to deliver upon the aircraft that many of these airlines have been waiting for right now.
Yeah, certainly. When we talked to Bob Jordan, Southwest CEO, earlier this week, he was, I don't know if I would use the words critical, but was very straightforward just in terms of his feelings on Boeing and what exactly needs to happen just in terms of being that reliable partner going forward. Let's talk about what is riding on this specifically. One is the fact that we've actually been here before, not too different than what it looked like several weeks ago. Again, so we will see whether or not this actually gets pushed to a vote, or it is being pushed to a vote, but whether or not it actually gets approved. Clearly, this is is potentially a critical win here for the new CEO, Kelly Ortberg. He has a lot riding on this. He wants to move forward with his plans to rebuild Boeing, helping to improve the culture down the road. He very much wants to put this behind them. In terms of what this has cost Boeing so far, there's a recent estimate out from Anderson Economic Group saying the strike has caused an estimated $9.66, nearly $9.7 billion in total economic losses, far outweighing the early October walkout by dock workers. So putting in perspective from a macro standpoint, just what exactly the impact of this ultimately has been so far. And you got a question, and this was written up a couple of times here over the last 24 hours, but if we do get a no vote on this, you have to wonder what the incentive is for some of these union workers, whether or not it's deliberate at this point, just given the fact that it does look to be, at least from the surface, from the headline numbers and all the details that we've seen, a pretty lucrative offer that's being put forward. Yeah,
$12,000 signing bonus. So that's basically, depending upon what you're salaried at as a machinist, that basically kind of eradicates some of the losses that you may have seen over that period of time because of the stoppage of work. So checkbox there. Then additionally, you talk about what you're getting back here in the wage increases as well. That's what you were looking for. And so this should be brought to a vote, and it will be, and it should be approved here. Now the question is, okay, how quickly can Boeing communicate back to the other airline carriers that are relying on them for deliveries that they will be able to move through that backlog? And many of them have already pushed out their estimates for taking delivery at this juncture, which could impact everything from route schedules to capacity and ultimately how much they have to pay for maintenance on their existing fleet as well.
Yeah, so a hurdle that could potentially be put in the past for Boeing. But again, when you talk about the groundwork that's being laid just in terms of the recovery, far from that being anywhere close to being done at this point.